The Economist cover mystery, what will the world look like next year? The Economist released next year's iconic cover, The World Ahead 2023, featuring the people who will shape the world in 2023. The publication, owned by Rothschild's family, the main bankers of the British financial system, at the end of each year they release an encrypted script for the following year showing the plans of the globalist. Analysts say that the executives featured on the magazine's cover will be policymakers in 2023. The Economist cover mystery, did the Rothschilds show what the world will be like next year? And the photo is by The Economist World Ahead 2023. On a black background depicted Chinese leader Xi Jinping, US President Joe Biden, Russian President Vladimir Putin, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, the new Prime Minister of Italy, Giorgia Meloni, the President of Taiwan, Tsai Ing-wen. Portraits of politicians have different scales in tradition of the Masons, reflecting their different weight in world politics. The larger portraits are of Xi Jinping and Putin, slightly smaller than Biden due to the existing or possible age-related ailments, are followed by the leader Taiwan, Zelensky, and Meloni. And this is in the semiotic approach expressed their dependence on three centers of power, the United States, China, and Russia. It's important that Putin is in the center and the other leaders are around him. Does this mean that Russia remains in the center of world politics and will continue to play a decisive role in global processes? Where politicians look plays an important role as well. The views of Putin and Xi Jinping are headed in the same direction, which means that the leaders of the Russian Federation and China are allies and think in the same direction. Accordingly, Biden and Zelensky are looking in the opposite direction. They are on the other side of the Russian-Chinese side. It's telling that Taiwan's leader is looking in the same direction as Xi Jinping, a clear indication that China and Taiwan will seek to unite as two half-siblings in the Chinese Tanbao. But Meloni's straightforward gaze suggests she's taking an independent position on the European right, while the hands pointing to the gaze of Biden, who happens to be Catholic, suggests she's on the U.S. side. Indeed, Meloni is close to Republicans and even traveled to the U.S. before the election. Finally, colors play an important role on the interpretation of the Economist cover. This time it's very concise, black background with red windows and black and white portraits. The color black represents nationalism, hence the names Black International, Black 100. This means that in the context of the economic crisis, every country seeks to protect its national interest first of all, and globalization collapses. The red is the color of Communist China in the coat of arms of the Rothschilds family, whose name translates as Red Shield. This means that in all countries mentioned on the cover, China, Taiwan, USA, Russia, Ukraine, Italy, the banking dynasty has its own interests. The black and white portraits are also a sign of national orientation of the leaders. Finally, let's pay attention to the details depicted in the red windows behind the portraits. A space station is visible next to Xi Jinping flying around Earth. Taiwan represents the signs of high technology, a robotic arm and a drone. Biden is pictured in front of window towers and an LNG tanker. And Zelensky, with a chemical background, is clearly thinking about drugs and air defense systems. Meloni's figure stands on either bacteria or pills, but both express her negative attitude towards the coronavirus vaccine. Only Putin has no symbols, which means that Putin is still a mystery to the West. And this is from Hellenic Revenge, blogspot. I've translated for you from a Greek article. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box.